I guess we should get started working on these, but I always use the cover of the box. I don't use the back or the sides or the flaps. I like the idea of just taking the cover, cutting it up into pieces, and gluing it down onto a piece of cardboard that's roughly the same size and shape of the cover. And
You guys, cover, okay?
So do I open it?
Yeah. And we're just gonna cut the cover off.
so that would be the first thing. Yeah, cut the cover off. Here, I could show you. And some people ask me, where do you get all your boxes, right? Here, look.
Yeah.
I just saw my mom last night, and she gave me this bag with some of her boxes. I guess my dad's been eating Wheaties and Cheerios. And she uses these cranberry vitamins. This is a mat to dry your dishes, but it comes in like a little package.
Oh, Michael, I love the kitchen one that you gave us.
Oh,
That's
the
really
kitchen?
cool. Yeah.
Well, I'll show you how I cut off the cover of the Cheerio box. I'm sure you can see, but I cut it along the edge of the front. Then I cut the bottom flap off. Then I cut it along the other edge.
Also, if you do the square thing, you cut off these guys.
And then see what I have left is I have the cover, but I still have the front flap. So I'm going to cut off the front flap.
Cut it off. Okay. You guys, you hear that? We're gonna cut the flap off.
I see that you've all worked on other projects where you've done like flags and crests and some collages with text. Well, for the first couple of years that I started doing this, I would only use the cover of the box, right? To cut it up and do something like this, turn it into this. But I would always save the rest of the box, you know, like right now, after you cut off the cover, you should still have the back and the sides and the flaps. Yeah, I see that. That's cool. See, you've combined different things together. So I started saying, what?
It would be cool if like you put like when you made it, you put it in here and then you folded these as like a frame.
Oh wow, I love that.
If you don't have a piece of cardboard to glue it on, you could cut the back of it off and use the back.
Gosh, that's smart too. You guys hear that? That's like your whole project is then self-contained in one box.
Yeah, and it's all
Michael,
recycled.
We have a big tub of, you know, so we don't throw anything away and we can always use it.
Yes. Well, my studio's filled with stuff like that. And, you know, in the future, we'll talk about other projects where you can use the other parts of the box. But so for now, you should have the cover of your box. And
You wanna use the back?
do you have a piece of cardboard you're going to be working on? What are they going to glue it onto?
I really like the idea of using the back of the box. What do you guys think?
Where'd you put my back?
So maybe you should, because then that'll really show you how you can, it could be all the project could be self-contained, especially this one.
Yeah. Now, does everyone have their glue sticks? Michael has a really great phrase about gluing that rhymes. So we around here, we call that acoustic encoding.
Acoustic encoding. Well, I've done a lot of collages of text, meaning words that other people wrote, like poetry and lyrics from songs and famous speeches that people have given. I also write a lot of poetry myself, and I always thought that maybe I would come up with something good that I could do a collage of my own words. But so far, I've just done it of this saying that I say at some of my workshops, which is no gluing until you know what you're doing.
Love that phrase.
And what that means is I think it's a good idea to think about what you're going to do. If you're going to cut your box up into all sorts of pieces, you could start laying them out onto your background until you feel confident that you like the way it looks, and then you can start gluing it. With this project, though, you could also just glue it down as you go and see what happens. This is a little bit more of a spontaneous project than some of the other ones that I do. You know, when I cut out text and stuff, I usually lay it all out beforehand to make sure it fits and looks good. But, you know, it's totally up to you. So like I showed you with some of the examples, some of the ways you could cut the box up are into random angular pieces like this. You know, cut them into triangles and cut the triangles into triangles and just cut them into all different shaped pieces. You can,
Yeah, you guys can go ahead and start, okay?
you can cut
But
it
we're
in.
gonna be listening to ideas.
I'll show you how to make it into a strip, okay? I'll make a strip out of this flap.
Michael's showing you how to cut a strip.
So
Okay, so is
I
that
cut-
good for like boardwalk style?
Well, I could do this for either the boardwalk style or the square, but here the box has been cut into a even rectangular strip. And then to cut it into squares, look, you cut it like this.
Oh, okay. You guys hear that? Because there was a question earlier about how do we make the grid. So he cuts the strip first.
Yeah, so here's 3 square pieces. I'll hold them up so you can see them. I didn't glue them down yet. I'm just putting them on here so you can see. But here's 3 square pieces that I just cut from that strip. And they fit together really nicely, see, like this. And then I can cut the rest of it up into these strips where you cut a thinner piece, but you cut it evenly. So I'll lay these down also, and I'll show you how it goes. And these I've mixed up a little bit. So because I'm cutting up the word Cheerio, so you'll see that it's even doing just a couple pieces, it mixes it up. Okay, ready? See that?
Yeah.
So they fit really nicely together like this, but it's mixed it up already. Another thing you could do is cut it into angular pieces. So here is an example of that. So you can cut it like into a piece like this, and then cut this piece in half, and then cut that into little pieces, and cut the little pieces into even littler pieces. And the next thing you know, what you have is a whole pile of pieces. I'll lay them out on this board so you can see what I just did.
Thea, how are you doing at home?
Yeah,
What cereal box do you have for today?
I couldn't find a cereal box. I'm just using a cardboard box that I found.
Oh,
Whole
cool.
Foods.
What is it? What's it of?
It's like a
Yeah,
Whole
hold it
Foods-
up. Let's see.
I think it's like a Whole Foods thingy.
Oh yeah. Here. So here's these little pieces I just cut up. See? Little angular pieces. Squares, boardwalk effect pieces, and little angular pieces. And you know, you don't have to cut the whole box up the same way. You can cut, I've done it in the past where I've cut the box into 4 pieces and cut one piece into squares, one into angular pieces, one into boardwalk effect type pieces, and then the other just kind of randomly. You can also cut it with a little bit of a like a swirly effect, like
Curve it.
this, like curved, yeah.
Hey, Michael, Audrey has a question here. She's working with this cool Lucky Charms box that she's cut up into. Now, can you ask her question again, Audrey?
So like, if I cut into squares and then like kind of rearrange them, will it like still look like the Lucky Charms box?
I think the colors will give it away, but the more you keep it together as it was, the more it's going to be easy to detect. People that have, like I see what you're doing here, I've worked with people that have cut it up and then put it back together just in the same way like that. And that's okay too. It's your creation. I've done some where I've cut the letters off the box and just mixed them around without cutting them apart.
That's cool.
Let me show you this Frosted Flakes collage I have here. This one here, I cut out letters and it said pop art. And I think the best ideas are the ones you have yourself.
Good one.